It's DJ Hurricane and the Go-Getters.
It's the mayor. Welcome to Showface News. You can call me what you want. Just don't call me woke. You're not rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham, the real New York mayor, F. Eric Adams. And all the way from Flushing, Queens, we got the one and only Sue Young. Stop playing, gang. Stop playing. Come on, gang. And that's where the Sue Young you heard. Stop playing. Listen, we back again with another one, gang. Salute to the chat. Hit the like. Share the video. We back again with another one. It's looking real crazy as we get deeper and deeper into these alleged crimes by Puff, Aaron Hall, and company, gang. Take a look. So Diddy's, security guard is actually out here right now saying he's about to confess. And he's about to say what's really going on from his own account, shit. Take a look at what's going on, gang. Take a look at this, champs. Hold on. Let me take it from the top. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, by the way. So here's what Puffy's, former bodyguard, current body. I don't think this is a current Diddy bodyguard. This might be an old bodyguard, by the way. But it says right here, this is not meant to be threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for two reasons only. First, because I have 4 daughters, so on all dudes, my truth as I seen it, saw it, and was involved with it for years. Okay? So I guess he was a bodyguard during the entire ordeal with Cassie and whoever else, right? So there's a lot more to this, and I guess we're going to go to the court documents, which is talking about, I guess, the security guard, all right? So here's what it says, champs. So right here it says this. It says that music manager at a party in Los Angeles, he became enraged. She had hoped speaking to his manager would allow her to further grow her career and that Mr. Combs would be happy for her, but instead he became extremely angry and pulled her out of the club where the party was taking place. It says, in the car leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Mrs. Ventura, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Barnes, who is the same security guard who just made that statement about telling the truth about what's going on, Roger Barnes tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. How were you unable to de-escalate the situation? Anyway, when the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Mr. Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. Ms. Ventura was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Mr. Combs' home, where she began to throw up from the violent assault. Jeez. Upon recognizing the damage he had done and the physical evidence of his abuse, Mr. Combs panicked and forced his staff to bring Ms. Ventura to a hotel suite at the London Hotel in Los Angeles, where she was required to stay in for a week. During this stay, as her injuries from the beating healed, Miss Ventura began to fully realize that Mr. Combs' tremendously loyal network not only knew about and witnessed his assault, but also that these witnesses were not willing to do anything meaningful to stop Mr. Combs' behavior. She recognized that she was powerless, and the reporting Mr. Combs to the authorities would not alter Mr. Combs' status or influence, but would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. So yeah, it got pretty bad, and I guess there's one more thing here too. It says in 2015, Miss Ventura spoke to a popular music manager at an after party in a hotel suite in Las Vegas. Mr. Combs saw her speaking to this manager and sternly told her to step into the bedroom adjoining the suite. In the bedroom, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura severely. She ran from corner to corner of the room trying to avoid Mr. Combs beating and kicking. When she tried to lock herself in the bathroom, he pushed through and punched and kicked her while she was curled up under the toilet. Her screams were drowned out by the loud music playing in the outside area of the hotel suite. When Mr. Combs' head of security assistant saw Miss Ventura after the assault, they began to cry. Miss Ventura had 2 black eyes, a burst and bruised lip, and a huge welt on her forehead. So it's being painted as that the security guard is a good Samaritan. Now here it says that he was actually sitting with Cassie Ventura and crying with her. Now, if you're the security guard, right? How in the world can't you, you know what I'm saying, see what's going, like you can't stop the situation, bro? It's two people. You dig what I'm saying? It's two people. How you can't stop that situation is my question for him. Because if this is happening, right? You mean to tell me you can't de-escalate that situation? You can't stop the situation? That's kind of crazy. Now I do see our comments, but on my StreamYard, it's not showing me your comments. So I'm looking at your comments from YouTube. Unfortunately, something's going on with, I guess, the server or the program. I don't know. Anyway, Tracy Harris says, man, I wonder how Denzel Washington feels since Aaron Hall had mentioned his name in the list of stars that watched him. I don't know. Maybe Denzel Washington is next on the list. Who knows for sure? And that would break a lot of hearts if Denzel is up there, right? Excedrin was popping. Yeah, gang. So it looks really crazy right now. But as far as these court documents is concerned, I'm looking and it's pretty much looking like, okay, you know, it's showing that this security guard, what's his name again? Roger Bonds. His name is Roger Bonds. And he's saying that he's going to tell all. And I'm going to read this again in case y'all missed it. Make sure y'all hitting that like and sharing the video, by the way. But here's what the man wrote. This is Roger Bonds, who I guess is a former security guard for Diddy, right? He says, this is not meant to be threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for two reasons only. First, because I have 4 daughters. So on all dudes, my truth as I seen it, saw it, and was involved with it for years. Okay. That's what Roger Bonds, former bodyguard of Diddy, is writing. And I guess he is going to confess to things that he actually saw. Okay. That's what it's looking like right now. You dig? Prince says the year of exposure, and Tracy Harris says Diddy is in serious trouble with other celebrities now behind closed doors. I mean, perhaps yes, because now that we got Aaron Hall involved, and Aaron Hall's Vlad TV interview does paint a very vicious narrative on his behalf. So Aaron Hall, you in hot water too. They ain't forget about you, gang, because yeah, Shorty said that y'all two teamed up, took turns with her out there in New York City, in the town, right? That's what she says, all right? With an accomplice. They said her and her friend allegedly, you know, were victims, okay? That's what Jane Doe says, all right? And yeah, it's looking pretty insane for Diddy throughout this entire rest of 2023, I should say. I can't even say for the month of November, because this is going to get carried out into 2024. Now, ain't no telling how many other celebrities they're going to try to say did something, right? There's really no telling. If we're going to be completely honest, we don't know what's next, who's telling what. We don't know, all right? All I know is this, champs. I know for a fact that it's getting real ugly, all right? The more and more people speak, and I don't know what the security guard is going to say, but if this security guard confirms Cassie's claims, it could get real nasty for Diddy. If a grown man comes out and he actually says that this is what happened, well, guess what, Puff? It's going to look even worse, because now it's like, okay, well, everybody can't be lying, right? If everybody's telling the same story, you can't be lying. It can't be that everyone's after your billions, could it? It can't be that, champ. There's absolutely no way that it is after your money, champ. I refuse to believe it. You dig? By the way, I do apologize to the chat, because I won't be able to pull up any of your comments on the screen for some weird reason. I don't know what's going on with the StreamYard. The StreamYard's being weird, but I can still see you on YouTube. But Tracy Harris says, I hope he knows failure to render aid is a crime. Justin Hames says, man's pissed off one of his sponsors. Maybe he did. Tracy Harris says, Aaron Hall's victim is Gloria Velez. You're right, because we actually went over yesterday how Aaron Hall married a girl that he met when she was 16 and he was in his 30s. So Aaron Hall does have predatory nature on his jacket, all right? This is what I will say. Due to history, Aaron Hall is a nasty individual. You impregnated a 17-year-old girl in your 30s, all right? Met her at 16. She was very much underage. No difference than a damn R. Kelly and Aaliyah type deal at that point in time. Like, this is nasty work, all right? So you already have a nasty jacket, all right? You know, you impregnating an underage girl. How are you 30 plus with a 16-year-old, champ? That's nasty work, disgusting work. I'm surprised You ain't get locked up for that, but it is what it is. Prince knows blanks says everybody is scared to death, hoping security guard doesn't mention anybody else. We're gonna see what happens. I mean, whenever he does what he does, I guess it is what it is. Maybe he's gonna do an interview or something. I don't know. At this point, you can assume that a lot of people are after money, but are they after money? Or are they telling facts? I mean, people want money. Let's not get it twisted. But right now, it's looking pretty crazy. Like, on that side, it's looking pretty insane. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. It looks insane. By the way, if you haven't, make sure you're hitting that like button and sharing the video. This is wild, man. We got Diddy's former bodyguard, Roger Bond, saying that he is about to tell everything, champs, that he's gonna go out here and say what he knows and has seen for years, especially with the relationship of Puff and Cassie, okay? That's what he's saying, okay? I don't know where this is going. There's a surprise every day. There's always some twist and turn that comes out of this story every single day, which is wild enough. Tracy Harris says, I bet Diddy wish he would have paid Keefe and Cassie sooner. Keefe D? Hey, look, gang, respectfully. Do y'all think that there would be other stories if it wasn't for Cassie? Or do you think because of that whole deadline in New York Friday, because now I guess nobody else can file and say Diddy did anything for them, at least in New York, right? Nobody in New York can file anymore based upon the fact that, okay, look, okay, I could see the comments and everything now, which is weird. Y'all just showed me all the comments and everything. Salute y'all. But yeah, so like I was saying, there was this deadline in New York where you can report these crimes even if it is above the statute of limitation. And, I guess everybody was getting their bidding before Friday ended, okay? So at least for the New York chapter of things, we're pretty much, done on that regard. You know what I'm saying? But as far as everyone else, though, in Cali, I mean, Diddy's been all over the place. Are there going to be more women coming from different states or even countries saying that Puff did something? Because when that happens, it's going to get real nasty. It's going to turn real Cosby-ish for your boy Puff, you think? Tracy Harris says, I bet Diddy wish he would have paid. Oh, yeah, I already read this. My fault, gang. Excedrin says, I bet there's a lot of industry entertainers shaking in their boots right now. Oh, yeah, you better believe it, because, again, it's not even about if you're guilty or not. Once your name is mentioned and you're in that limelight, you're in that spot, you're in the industry, it's going to look bad for you getting movie roles. It's going to look bad for you trying to get future endorsements. It's going to look bad for you trying to do brand deals. It's going to look bad for you with every new opportunity that may come your way. You're going to miss those opportunities based upon the fact that someone put this on your jacket. And when somebody's Googling your name, the first thing to pop up is that you were accused of doing a very heinous act by said female, whether it's true or not. It can ruin and tarnish your legacy for the long haul, especially when narratives get painted along the way. You got plenty of people on YouTube. You got news outlets. If they paint you in a negative light, that's how you're going to be remembered, unfortunately. You're only going to be remembered for the last thing you did. And if the last thing you did or was accused of was that, well, guess what? It's going to stick for a minute. Facts are facts at the end of the day. You dig? Prince says, since 50 Cent said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the kitchen sink is coming at Diddy, as if 50 knew all this ish was coming. Well, it seemed like a few people kind of had an idea. Now, if I'm 50 Cent, but 50 Cent kind of bring this on to Diddy a long time ago, because he was already talking about Diddy since the Keefe D situation, with Keefe D saying that Puff had Biggie smoked or paid millions to get Biggie smoked, or not Biggie, but Tupac smoked, not Biggie. Ever since Keefe D was mentioning that, talking about how Puff ordered a hit on Pac, that's when 50 Cent has been on his head since then. So when these allegations and stuff come out, of course 50 is gonna continue to troll and be like, oh yeah, But yeah, like I said, it's wild, and it seems to be getting worse and worse by the day. Now, as far as the security guard is concerned, I mean, hopefully he's telling the truth. Hopefully he's not doing no plant work where Diddy paid him to, a strategy like, hey, bro, I'm going to pay you such and such to go out there and lie for me. Go ahead and tell him what's really going on, champ. This could be Diddy's, savior to a degree, but at the same time, it's like if more people come out, it's gonna keep looking bad. Now, I don't know if any of these things happen. I'm not gonna be the guy to tell you Diddy's a monster, an evil demon, an industry sadist, and all this weird stuff. I ain't gonna be your guy. I'm sorry, champ. Until we have been given proof to scrutinize Diddy, I'm not gonna be the guy to just randomly come out here and bash Diddy and call Diddy all types of monsters and demons and Illuminati this. Like, I ain't gonna be the guy. I'm sorry, champs. It won't be me. I'm not the narrative guy. You have a lot of narrative YouTubers. Salute to them. I don't do narratives, champ. We do facts. Okay. I ain't here to lie to you and be like, oh yeah, champ, he definitely did that. I believe it. And here's why. Like, bro, no. You dig? Let's get to the facts. Let's get to the facts. You know how they say on every New York drill record, let's get to the facts. Hey champ, let's get to the facts. Because to be fair, we don't know what's happening. We can assume, but we don't know. Assuming is one thing, knowing is a different thing. You don't know Diddy, you never met Diddy, never had a conversation with Diddy. You know what you heard about Diddy, but just because you heard about something doesn't make it true. Is the question now. Look, from the people that I know in the industry, those people say, yeah, Diddy has done some very crazy things. All right. That's neither here nor that's actually true. You know what I'm saying? Except it says Puff better hurry up and move next door to Russell Simmons. That Bali trip is probably in the plans. I ain't gonna lie. Diddy might have that Bali trip in mind. He might have to go to Bali and meditate in the sand with Russell right quick. You dig what I'm saying? That niggas gonna have to align yourselves in the sand and get right with the sun. You dig? Indian style. You might have to get right with the sun real quick. Catch you a nice sun gaze, suntan. Raise your vibrations, champ. As Puff would say, raise your vibrations. When he got into that fight with 2-Bit out there in Hollywood 2 Halloweens ago. You dig? Might have to raise your vibration in the sand, gang, because right now it looks crazy. Theodore Nunn says 50 mad because Diddy wouldn't let him join Bad Boy. I doubt that, bro. I highly doubt that. I don't think 50 was aiming to be a part of Bad Boy. And to be honest, the 50 and Diddy story is interesting. Has nothing to do with Bad Boy though, respectfully. But like I was saying, this is getting crazy, gang. This is getting wild. Can we admit that this is one of the wildest stories of 2023? I mean, you got Will Smith's ex-best friend, Brother Bilal, trying to out Will Smith on some alleged claims that are very disgusting. And nobody honestly cares about it anymore. That's a thing of the past. It means nothing. Now that Diddy has, been scrutinized and has been accused of doing some very disgusting things, it seems like all the other stuff is out the window. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like right now. I'm not gonna lie. But this is a wild story. This is gonna get carried into 2024 more than likely. But it doesn't seem like anyone's trying to press for criminal charges in any way, shape, or form. It seems like this is a bunch of money lawsuits. You see, Diddy's a billionaire. You see, he got the money. They trying to aim for that bread. Now, look, me personally, I'm not against anybody suing for straight money if the person actually did it. If this person actually did exactly what you said they did and you want to be compensated, I'm all for you to be compensated. Get the money. Get the money. If the person literally traumatized your life and get the money, go ahead, take it. You deserve the money. You dig what I'm saying? But if you didn't do it and you out here just to grab the bread and that person did nothing, then you should be locked up. You should be arrested and locked up and prosecuted for lying, because there's so many other victims who have had things done to them that are getting no justice, and you trying to get justice for something that didn't happen. So therefore, you should be locked up if you are indeed lying. But if you're not lying, hey, be my guest to get whatever it is that you deserve, okay? Tempest Max says 50 really didn't associate himself with Diddy. I remember Cat Williams said he wouldn't go to dinner with him when he talked to Fat Joe on an interview. Well, that's because when Puff and Diddy met, Diddy was on some weirdo things. He was trying to take 50 Cent shopping, and 50 Cent felt some type of way about that. So 50 doesn't really associate with Diddy because he thinks Diddy is a weirdo champ. He thinks Diddy is a part of the community, so he doesn't associate himself with Puff, okay? Secondly, this is wild, gang. I don't know what's next for the situation. All I'm saying is this. Until we get proof We can't say who's guilty and who's not guilty. You know what I'm saying? E-Bell says $10 or dinner with Diddy. Damn, champ. That's a hard decision. That's a hard decision. The only reason that's a hard decision is because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I have dinner with Puff, I'm leaving with money. I'm leaving with money. Like, I'm not going to the dinner and not leaving with money, champ. I'm leaving with bread, champ. You understand me? Bread is I'm getting money when I go to dinner with Diddy. Money is coming out of somebody's pocket. Okay? I'm leave there with more than $10 if I have dinner with Puff. I'm leaving there with more than $10. So $10 a dinner with Diddy, I might have to take up the Puff offer based upon the fact that I know for a fact I'm leaving with way more than $10. Champ. Don't ask me how I'm gonna do it, but champ, respectfully, there's no way I'm leaving empty-handed. You did? Well, no, somebody's gonna give me something. You heard? Somebody's giving me something. Period. Okay? That's a fact. So 10 or Puff, give me Puff dinner. You know what I mean? Whatever's on that plate I could sell for about 300. Whatever's on that plate I could flip. That plate won't be real expensive. Whatever's on that plate is very flippable outside, you dig? Yeah, you're gonna have to pay a couple grand for that filet mignon, champ. You know what I'm saying? Escargot, whatever type of fancy dishes, that golden steak, champ, that golden ribeye steak, yeah, that's worth something outside, champ. Maybach was popping. But these are some crazy allegations, man. I believe the Bodyguard is gonna end up speaking on somebody's platform. I don't know if it's gonna be Tashak or whoever it's gonna be, but he's gonna end up speaking on somebody's platform. Couldn't tell you which platform it would be exactly, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly whose platform it would be, but this guy's trying to tell it all. I mean, I'm sure he would either be doing it on Instagram Live like most people, but he's probably going to go on somebody's platform and talk about what's real. Now, any content creator who does interviews are going to be very, very much trying to get in contact with this guy immediately to get their numbers together. You dig? If they're going to want to get their numbers up the right way, they're going to want to contact this guy and you get an interview immediately. If he don't already got one set up and planned, I'm gonna assume he has one set up and planned already because he talking like he about to do an interview. So maybe he's about to do an interview. More than likely he is. You know, but we gonna see, gang. We gonna see. Will his words hold any type of weight during this time is the question. Will his words hold any type of weight in the new age of Me Too 2.0? You dig what I'm saying? Will his words hold any weight in regards to the situation? Theodore Nunn says Jamie Foxx says he's not paying. He got a lawyer. Yeah, if I'm Jamie, I'm not paying neither, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I never heard Jamie accused of doing anything like that ever, but who knows? So he's taking it to court. He's like, nah, this is BS. You're not getting 30 mil out of me, champ. Respectfully, you're bugging. We gonna see. Like I said, we gotta call this Me Too 2.0 at this time. But right now, we're gonna see what's real and what's not. Because again, we can say all this, I knew Diddy was evil. Listen, Diddy never admitted to any of these crimes, neither, just so you know. I don't want you going around thinking Diddy admitted to it. Like, don't listen to certain bloggers. They're going to just continue to lie to you and say, oh, yeah, Diddy admitted it. I knew he did it. Oh, yeah, this lyric right here featuring Usher, he said this, blah, 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 blah. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of, very low-tier investigating that the internet does and runs with, I could tell y'all about the time Offset got smoked. What was that, last year? When Offset died? Listen, you know how many narratives was painted? And how many people were wrong about the narratives? They never apologized. When they say Little Cam shot Takeoff, that was BS because the man didn't even have a weapon. They seen something in his hand, which was actually his phone, and assumed that he was the one that popped Takeoff when it actually wasn't. Because there was so much grainy footage. How could you even tell who actually did it? And that's the dangers of the internet. The internet can actually get you locked up or crucify you behind something you may have not even done. And because of the internet, little Kim ended up getting arrested and then released because he wasn't the person that shot Takeoff. It wasn't him, And I pointed that out last year as well. That look, we can't clearly see what's on that video. You bring this to court, it's not legitimate to prove that anyone did anything, So that's the problem that the internet has. The internet can destroy your image and tarnish your image with bad evidence, with terrible evidence, And somebody should at least apologize behind lying like that. Like, bro, that man didn't even attempt to do anything to Takeoff. And y'all saying that the man had a weapon. And that's just one example of bad and terrible detective work from the internet. You dig? So again, when proof is given, we can build from there. But until proof is given, we're not going to just jump on these narrative train and be like, oh yeah, he definitely did that. Champ sounds like Puff. How does it sound like Puff? And you don't know Puff. You know his persona in music. You don't know him as a person. You don't know him as a person. You dig what I'm saying? Like if you judging somebody off social media and what you see on TV, then you don't really know that person. I mean, we talking about somebody you see on reality TV and music videos and award shows. You don't know that person in real life. And until you know that person in real life and see how they act individually as a person, then you can't really say, oh, yeah, this is that, that's this. You can't say that. You don't know. Respectfully, you don't know. Okay? Simple. That's what I'm saying, But yeah, it's wild though. It's wild. I believe though, personally, that some of these accusations, not only on Diddy, but other people might be BS. But that's just my opinion though. I feel like some of these random people just filing are just on BS, which I'm sure we can all agree with. As far as Diddy's situation, I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. Can't say yes, can't say no. But we're going to figure it out. We're going to learn more as time progresses. And when 2024 hits, I'm sure we're going to learn a lot more. I mean, look, you can learn a lot in just 1 week. So we only got a couple. How many more weeks we got left for 2024? Like 6 weeks left before we in a new year. So we got like 6 weeks to go. Feel me? We got like 6 more weeks to go. And it's off to the races after that. Who knows what's next, man? Everybody gonna be on the biggest clout run of all time come 2024. Everybody gonna be trying to do the absolute most. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, gang. But it does look pretty bad. Not gonna lie. We're gonna see what this bodyguard is talking about. Puff's I guess you could say ex-bodyguard or current. I don't know if it's still a current bodyguard or not, but we're gonna see what Puff's bodyguard has to say about all this when the time comes. You know what I'm saying? The judge, well, that's if it goes to court now. There's other things. So I don't know if he's taking these things to court or if he's gonna pay these people off. If I was him, I mean, I don't know if he did it or not, but we're gonna see. Is Aaron Hall and Puff gonna pay the woman off together for the third one? I don't know. Champ. I don't know. Theodore says, I seen a video where they said Kim Porter had a video of him and Usher getting busy. Well, guess what? If they can't show that video or prove it, it might be a lie. I ain't gonna hold you. And this is why I tell y'all, be careful of the videos that y'all watch. You got a lot of narrative painters, man. If you buy into a narrative painter, you're going to believe in everything they say. People be wanting certain stories to be true, and they'll lie to you inadvertently. They'll inadvertently lie to you because they're gonna build a narrative above a narrative and inadvertently start to lie. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't trust a good amount of the people that be saying what they say. So now some people do be saying facts. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Some people do say factual things and have a track record of telling the truth. But for the people that don't have a track record of telling the truth, well, typical narrative painter. You dig? Typical narrative painter just lying to lie because it sounds good. You dig what I'm saying? So you're gonna always get that though. There's no getting away from that. That's just something that's gonna happen regardless, whether you like it or not. A narrative is gonna happen. Welcome to social media. You know what I'm saying? On Twitter, etc. You see that NBA player Josh Giddey on the Oklahoma City Thunder. It looked like the NBA about to get rid of him and send him back to Australia because supposedly he was with a 13-year-old girl who is now 15, and he's 21 years of age. So it's looking bad on that. So he might be the first NBA player to get knocked off the league for dealing with a minor. And that's Karl Malone Jr. right there. You dig? That is Karl Malone Jr. His career is over before it even started, champ. You dig? Y'all see that NBA player Josh Giddey and the NBA investigating to see if this guy's really a predator or not. You know what I'm saying? You see that going on, you know. I didn't even really touch on that because I don't feel like I had enough proof to prove that dude was really that. You know what I'm saying? But according to sources, though, that girl is 15 years of age, and he been messing with that girl since she was in junior high school, which is nasty work. So I guess the story could very well be true. But again, it's a nasty world we live in. Hopefully the real predators get exactly what they deserve. And whoever's lying needs to be locked up. Whoever's a liar needs to be behind those walls. You heard? Lock them up. If you're lying, lock them up. We don't want no liars telling these things and not facing any repercussions for their lie. Oh, nah. Lock them up immediately. They lied in the court of law. They're supposed to be in jail. They're supposed to be locked up. They're supposed to be in jail for capping. Because you can't be trying to, jeopardize people's lives. Nonsense. Like, come on, gang. Can't be trying to jeopardize people's lives. It's nasty work, gang. It's nasty work. But again, respectfully, y'all know it's the mayor, the one and only real New York Mayor F. Eric Adams, and you rocking with the town favorite Showface News. You dig? It's Big Guy, the real New York Mayor F. Eric Adams. Y'all already know the public service announcement. That's to make sure that you stop playing. So respectfully, please make sure you stop playing. We got so much more content on the way. I need y'all to stay tuned for more. Hit that like button, share the video. But we up out of here, gang. Salute. Let's get it.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.